Good morning. Good morning. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Friday, everybody. We have made it to the weekend. We're here. We're going to talk everything that's going on: U.S. Open, NBA Finals, Stanley Cup. Um, we got tons going on at the moment. Steve and Aiden are going to come on in a little bit, and we're going to talk Stanley Cup. If you guys have questions on anything, go ahead and ask there. Hold on 1 second. All right. So as far as I don't know where to start. I guess we can start with NBA since that was 2 nights ago. And man, the Oklahoma City Thunder, I just can't figure them out. I don't know. I can't I can't understand how they lose these games. Like this happened. It didn't happen against the Wolves for whatever reason. The Wolves really struggled matchup wise, and the Thunder just picked them apart and just really, really exploited, the Wolves' issues. But this happened against Denver when Denver took them to 7 games. Like, I don't think there was any situation where the Denver Nuggets should have taken them to 7 games, and they did. And now we have this same scenario where look, the Pacers have done this all playoffs. Um, so I'm not taking anything away from them. They have won. I said last week that they are essentially they're like the most recent version of the Dirk Nowitzki Mavericks that I can think of. They just win as underdogs continually. It's crazy. They did it all series against the Cavs. They did it against the Knicks, and now they're doing it again. I mean, 2 times as sizable underdogs, they've won games outright in the NBA Finals. It's crazy. And the Thunder, look, I don't know, like the Thunder are a young team, so getting out hustled, getting beat to rebounds and stuff, even late in the game, it just doesn't sit right with me. Now, the Pacers the Pacers will make you tired because of how they're going to defend you for 4 quarters, and they make you work hard. Like, that is certain, but I can't believe that the Thunder are out here just getting beat to, rebounds and stuff. It's pretty crazy. So, I was clearly wrong that once again, I said I thought the Thunder were going to sweep. That didn't happen. I said I thought the Thunder were going to win in 5. That didn't happen. And now the Pacers are up 2-1. I don't know. I don't know where we stand right now with this. I'm rooting for the Pacers, to be quite honest with you. I'm just rooting for the underdog at this point. My Thunder -2.5 spread ticket is dead. So I'm rooting for the Pacers. I hope it goes 6 or 7 games, and I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I mean, I think the Thunder should win the next game, but I don't know how we trust them at this point. I don't know. It's crazy. As far as golf goes, I have Data Golf pulled up the leaderboard here. So, I mean, JJ Spawn is a good golfer. He's been good this year, but played the round of his life yesterday. Putting specifically, I don't expect him to putt that well again. Don't really have any outrights in the mix right now, except for Ben Griffin, who's here at 1 under and has not gone off yet today. So hopefully he has a big day. Maybe, someone else can get in the mix for us. I just don't know. I took Colin under 72.5 round score for today. He's treading like he can hit that. Once again, he just hasn't putted well all day though. I don't understand. Like he's always struggles putting, but today and yesterday specifically, like it's been really, really bad. So I don't know. Don't really have any outrights in the mix except for Ben Griffin. Shane Lowry, just a disaster yesterday. Don't know what he's doing. I told Steve on Wednesday, I'm like, he's been so grumpy this year. Just looks like he's in a bad mood all the time, just playing like an idiot. Maybe he can fight and make the cut for us. He's at 9 over. The cut is probably going to be +7. So I don't know. Maybe Shane Lowry can battle and make a cut, but don't get Straka. Yeah, he struggled in the majors. It doesn't make sense to me, Ryan, because he's played well in elevated events. Like he's beaten good golfers. The 2 times that he won this year, they weren't easy courses and they were pretty tough fields. But he did not play well at the Masters. He did not play well at the PGA, and he's not played well at the U.S. Open either. So that was definitely disappointing because I was pretty high on him this week. And he's probably not going to make the cut. He's 10 over. He would need some magic on that back nine to have a chance to make the cut. So that's unfortunate. But Ben Griffin, I think Ben Griffin is going to be in the mix on the weekend. He's played fantastic all year. Anything can happen once we get to the weekend there. So hopefully he plays well today and tomorrow. I'll still 3 balls yesterday didn't do good because I had Shane Lowry in there. Our small, little quarter unit parlay. Today's parlay is not looking good either. Carlos Ortiz just made a triple on a hole randomly. So he's 5 over, but no one he's playing with is playing particularly good either. So he could, I don't know, maybe he wakes up on his back nine and at least keeps us alive there. I'm going to be looking to add some stuff going into Sunday tomorrow. So I'll kind of wait and see how the rest of today plays out. And tomorrow, if I look at just the odds to win on FanDuel, we've got JJ Spawn is the current favorite to win the U.S. Open at 9-1, which is funny. Sam Burns is 9-1, Hovland 10-1. And then you have Bryson at 12, Scotty at 18, Siwoo Kim at 14. So I think there's going to be some value. There's going to be some guys that make a run up here, especially tomorrow. If they get some rain, it should be a little bit softer, the greens. So maybe, you could attack a little bit more. I think there's going to be some opportunities after tonight to add some stuff going into the weekend. So I'll be on the lookout for that tonight, and we'll kind of see. In a couple minutes, Aiden and Steve are going to join. Like I said, we're going to talk Stanley Cup. The Oilers futures are alive, at least. The Thunder's futures died, but the Oilers futures are still alive, thankfully. Trying to see. I don't know if there's anyone. I don't know if there's anyone today that I'd really look to add. Bryson should play better. He putted not good yesterday, but everything else stat-wise looks pretty good. So you would think he could putt a little bit better, and if he can just get himself up in this range, that would be fine. You guys know I'm a big Victor Hovland fan, so I'm going to root for him a little bit. I don't really trust him to win, though. I don't think he just hasn't played well enough for me to think that he could actually go win this thing. But it's fun to see him playing well again. Sam Burns has played great the last few weeks. Should have won last week. Should have did way better yesterday. Sam Burns was 3 under at one point yesterday, and then I think he finished bogey double bogey, which is just insane. Not sure what was going on with that. And he's right here. I mean, imagine if he didn't do that. I mean, he would be leading firmly. I think this is a lot like the PGA though. Like if you guys remember at Quail, everyone was complaining about the leaderboard on Thursday and Friday, and then it ended up being really good by the time we got to Sunday. I'm assuming kind of the same thing is going to happen here. I'm going to pull up FanDuel actually quick. I think Aiden's in here. I'm going to add Aiden, and then whenever Steve gets in here, we'll add him in as well. Aiden, what's going on, man? How we doing? I think your mic is on mute, by the way.
Sorry, I'm feeling good. I'm doing well. How are you, Ben?
Pretty good. I don't know if we distinctly talked about this, but I did bet the Oilers to win the Stanley Cup. So I have been rooting for them, and oh man, I was tilting, Aiden. I can only imagine you being a massive fan of them, but I was tilting at the beginning of that game last night when it it did not start out good.
Yeah, so it should come with the disclaimer when you join the oil bandwagon that you're not going to be watching a normal sporting event. You're getting on the ride for a roller coaster that goes straight up, and then all of a sudden it might stop when you're going on the descent, and you don't know what's going to happen, but you just got to trust that it's going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, oh wait, here Steve's in here now. I can add him. I mean, that was insane. Between the end of like the U.S. Open yesterday, when I was like watching that, and then right into the hockey game, and they started out like that, I was like, because I was pretty firm that they were going to win yesterday, which obviously they did, but I didn't expect it to go quite like that. Steve, what was your thoughts on the game last night there?
Well, so Stu Skinner, Mr. Game 4. And to be honest, I don't really blame him because I think he made two great saves. It should have been 5-0. If it was 5-0, they probably would have lost. But it was interesting. Chase the goalie. Pickard comes in. All of a sudden, the Oil get going. The one thing I will say, and this is something that Florida, if they want to win, they got to stay out of the penalty box, because the moment you put that Oil power play out there, they're probably going to score. So no lead is safe if you take penalties against the Oilers.
Yeah. I mean, what I feel like outside of the last whatever that was, game 3, when it just got away from them in the last period, all of the games have been very, very good.
Yeah. Well, the other 3 games went to overtime.
Yeah.
Like, thin margin. Even last night, like if you look at that, to Aiden's point of like, the heart rate dancing around all game long, like even in overtime, they were getting outplayed. They played significantly better than Florida in period 2 and 3. And in overtime, they were getting stomped. And it wasn't, that's the beauty of hockey, a little bit of puck luck, and they're heading back to Edmonton tied, which is what the series should be. Like, are you not entertained, people?
Yeah.
This is like the best of the best in terms of playoff sports.
All right, Aiden, walk me through did you change your position on the couch at any point, or like was there anything being done to correct what had happened at the beginning of that game?
So, wow. After the first period, I was having some thoughts of shaving the beard. I was talked out of it by my friends, and I think it's a good thing. But I did the thing where I laid on my bed. So normally I watch the game in my chair here, and I got my bed behind me. I was kind of laying on my bed, and I was kind of not listening. I was like, oh no, I'm only half paying attention. And then they started to score, and then I kind of slowly got back in the chair. I was like, my neglect to you. You've proved that you need me now.
Slowly rising up. It was like the phoenix.
Slowly started paying attention. I was kind of passive aggressively ignoring. I was like, show me what you got. And then they showed me, and now we're here.
Yeah, they are. They're back to favored -118 to win. Obviously, that helps considering they have 2 of the home games remaining. So that's a big help. I guess I'll go to Steve first. But have your thoughts changed overall, or like what's your just prediction now to win ultimately?
Like I said before, I think that this is the best chance the Oilers are gonna get after having McDavid and Draisaitl, 2 best players in the world for 10 years, 10 years now, 10 years.
10 years.
So this is their best shot, but I this kind of manic bipolar, is not normally the path to success. They're dancing with danger. Like if they could go out and play like a little bit more of a consistent game with less highs and lows, I think the Oilers are going to win. If they don't, though, I think just over time, Florida's just such a structured, great team that the Panthers will take it. But like one of the other things I'll just quickly say about hockey, I think it actually affects hockey more than any other sport. Is you're dealing with a hard piece of rubber on ice, and you need a little bit of puck luck. And the Oilers are getting some puck luck. And if you've got puck luck on your side and you're in 2 evenly matched teams, you got a pretty good chance to win.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of what it's crazy to say that, but that's kind of what it boils down to, like when these games are all going to overtime. Like it's literally one play. Like you don't want to boil down a game to one play, but when these games go to overtime in hockey and it's just the first person to score, wins, it's like, dude, one specific way that the puck goes or something like that can literally win you the title or not. It's crazy.
Well, even look at the final goal. Like Podkolzin, I can never remember his name. Podkolzin gets the Podkolzin. Feel like Don Cherry right now. Gets the puck. One touches it to Corey Perry, misses Corey Perry, ends up on Draisaitl's stick with one hand. He goes to try to one-hand it back to Perry, off of Ekblad into the open net. That shouldn't have never happened.
No, it's crazy. Aiden, what about you? I mean, I'm assuming you were predicting that the Oilers would win prior to it. So are you sticking with that, I'm assuming?
We started at Oilers in 7, and we're going to keep with Oilers in 7. It's a best of 3 now. The ice, like, as good as it is in Florida, as good as it can be in Florida, it's still Florida. You can definitely see the puck bounce around a little bit more there, which for skilled teams like Edmonton that like the passes and the short and stretch passes, it's a little harder to do. But I think Florida's home ice, the way they play with the dump and chase, it kind of favors them a little bit more. But now we got potentially 2 games in Edmonton where they can kind of play their game with some better ice. They got the Terror Dome in Rogers Place. The fans are going to obviously try and play a factor with all that energy in the building. And for whatever reason, I to Steve's point on Stu, that game, it could have got out of hand pretty quickly. Like he made that one save right off the hop, I think in the first 5 minutes where he kind of, it almost went through his armpit. Like that could have got out of hand fast. And for whatever reason, whenever Stu gets pulled, it's like in the playoffs anyway, it's been a few times because he's got no support in front of him. And then Calvin Pickard comes in, and for whatever reason, the team loves that guy. And it's no indictment on Stu, but Calvin always gets the run support, and Stu just always gets left out to dry. So it's very interesting.
It's because Calvin Pickard looks like an old plumber. Like he looks like he's there to fix like a leaky faucet in the team room, and then they just strap. He looks like an e-bug. He looks like an e-bug.
Yeah, it is the most chaotic goaltending approach. Like I'm at a loss for words on how he plays. It's not pretty, but he gets the job done. And like the only stat that matters for goalies in the playoffs is wins. and he's 7-0, which is outrageous for the backup to be 7-0.
If you can pull up, Ben, a bunch of my buddies, my Edmonton buddies, who may or may not be listening. If you go to Conn Smythe, early on, they threw down a bet on Pickard for Conn Smythe. Now let's go see what the odds are. And I think it was like, yeah. So one of them cashed out.
Yeah, that's a crazy. I guess I don't know. Like, how does that work? Like, because I'm not as familiar with hockey, so I know like for like NBA, it's typically just kind of default to the best player. But there's instances like when you think about like Andre Iguodala and stuff, like there's instances where a random player could win. But I don't know. I don't know for hockey. Like, does that differ?
It's pretty similar. Like, for the most part, the best player will win. Like, I think back to the Cup years with Pittsburgh and Sid winning that one year. And Phil Kessel kind of got snubbed because he's Phil Kessel and not Sidney Crosby. So it kind of happens like that. Like last year, McDavid had it was a historic playoff run. Like, I think it was the most points in a postseason ever. And his team lost, and he still got the Conn Smythe. And there's also the famous instance of J.S. Jagier getting it, I think in 08 when his team lost.
03.
Sorry, yeah. And he was the goalie for Anaheim when they lost. So
yeah, that
with the illegal equipment.
Yeah.
That was kind of my thoughts, because I know, like, I love when the Chiefs play someone in the Super Bowl, because if the Chiefs win, they're just gonna give it to Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP, like it's obvious. But if they play like a random other team, sometimes that other team has more opportunities. Like I hit Cooper Kupp MVP when the Rams won. Like, so I like when you know who's gonna win it on one side, which I feel like is the case with Edmonton. Like, how would Draisaitl or McDavid not win it? Like, it would have to be some like insane thing to happen, probably.
Yeah, I think it's really unlikely that Pickard. But I will say that it's probably, there's more unsung heroes in Stanley Cup playoffs that win it than probably any other sport. Like Jonathan Marchessault won it in 2023, not the best player. Vasilevsky, goalie, 2021. Ryan O'Reilly, 2019. Duncan Keith, 2015. Justin Williams, 2014. Definitely not the best player on that team. He was like an old man.
Mr. Game 7.
Mr. Game 7, though. Johnny Quick in 2012. Tim Thomas, 2011. Those guys
It's
are
also
all
a series, like compared
Cam
to the Super
Ward.
Bowl. That's one game, it's a little bit
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is it actually takes the whole playoff run into account, so all 16 wins.
Interesting. Yeah.
But Cam Ward, 2006. Brad Richards, second best player in Tampa Line, 2004. Beat my Flames. J.S. Jagier, as Aiden mentioned, that was a bit of a surprise. Oh, I didn't know Joe Nieuwendyk won. I've been looking at some Joe Nieuwendyk sports cards, Ben.
Interesting.
But you look back. Then there's actually a run of just superstars, littered with a few goalies. Actually, maybe not. Claude Lemieux, 1995, the first rat. Maybe not the first rat, but the first rat I remember, the ultimate rat.
Yeah.
And Bill Ranford, Ronnie Hextall when they didn't win the Cup in '87. Patty Roy as a rookie for the Canadiens. But then you got a bunch of Gretzky's and Lemieux in there, and Stevie Y. So yeah, I think you're probably like you get the two best players in the world. Probably not, but there's an outside chance with 7-0, and if he were to win these final 3 games, you won 10 of 16.
No, yeah, that's insane. I mean,
yeah,
it's literally insane. Just for game 4 and kind of, or what is this, game 5 and moving forward, Aiden came on, I think that was the day of game 1, right? Was that the last time that you came on?
It would have been, I think, game 3 for Dallas. Or no, it was
okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So it was last series. Okay. because you started talking about Corey Perry, and he was like 8-1 to score a goal or something. I had to go back and check, and then he's scored so many goals since then. I just think it's hilarious. So is there any goal scorers that we like for this upcoming game here?
I love Jeff Skinner. If he's in the lineup, I think he's going to get one. He's played 1,000 regular season games, and this is his first year in the playoffs. Played game 1 against LA, and then got scratched all the way up until game 5 against Dallas. Scored in the Dallas game, and then he played last night. So he's played 3 playoff games, and even with Taylor Swift in the building, like his line got the goal. Because there's a funny picture of him when he was with Carolina giving her his signed jersey. So they're besties. If there's a Swiftie impact on this series, I'm going Skinner for a goal.
I'm always interested in a 5-1 goal scorer here, so I will. I might have to take a look at that. Steve, do you have any goal scorer picks here?
I was trying to pull up. I thought I created a data space for this.
Yeah, I would love to see it. Does this? I don't know. You can educate me. Does Bouchard ever score? Because I took him in game 1 or whatever that was, game 2 or something, and he didn't score.
Well, I think he scored the most from a defenseman in the last 5 years. So if there's a defenseman who's going to score, it's most likely him.
I'm 2 for 1 on goal scorers in this series. So
yeah, he's got 7 goals, and I believe in the playoff history, he's second in defenseman points per game behind only Bobby Orr.
When was the last time he scored?
I'm just going to create a data space really quick here.
He scored game 2 against
Okay. So it was game 1. It must have been game 1. No. It was game 3 that I had bet him.
And honestly, I would take a look at the shot props for him, right? Like looking back for the series, game 1, 7 shots, game 2, 8 shots, game 3, 9 shots, and then last night he had only 3.
Yeah, I'm going. I might go back to the well. That might be my pick.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed for Edmonton is they've seemed to increase his shot volume. Like the power play wasn't their traditional power play of thread the needle to Draisaitl wasn't quite working for some of these. So I've noticed they've just been loading Bouchard up from the top and trying to get this layered screen, and he's just been firing the puck this series.
They just went deep hockey lingo there.
Yeah, dude, plus 460 though. I mean, I'm interested in this. So I might take 2. Steve, you have to by default pick a Florida guy now because Aiden and I just gave Edmonton guys. So you need to.
Okay. Let me share this. Let me share this on my screen here, and we'll look at it. And then I have to get back to work. Fortunately,
I can't believe that. I know he scores all the time. It's just funny to see somebody be basically even money to score a goal. It's such a.
Okay, so postseason points, you got Draisaitl and McDavid are tied. Interesting. It's crazy that Leon also has 4 overtime goals now, and he had 0 coming in.
History, number 1.
If we look at goal scorers, your obvious. I'm probably going. I think Kachuk actually has been playing a lot better. I'm going Chuck. He had 2 last night. I thought he might get the Hattie. But Verhaeghe, Marchand, Bennett, not bad choices.
Yeah, Verhaeghe I hit the other day. That was the one I got right.
Bennett's also been on a historic away game run of scoring goals. So
it's true. Yeah, I think he's had 13 goals away, 1 at home.
Might be 2 at home now.
2 at home. Yeah. So maybe Benny, ex-Calgary Flame coming back to Berta. Feels very comfortable in that rink. I'm going Sam Bennett.
Okay.
Aiden convinced me.
Yeah, he sold you on that. I mean, aside Yeah, I'm looking at his game log. He has scored a ton on the road. I mean, just in this series, he has 3 goals in the two away games.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
So yeah, but like if you're looking at like long shot, the one. What are the odds on Barkov? Because I posted it in our Discord yesterday, and anyone who wants to come out and watch and chat about hockey live, join the Discord because we're having good conversations. Aiden's responding with one word. I think that's the stress level.
Yeah.
But I picked Barkov last night to score. I picked Barkov and McDavid, so I feel like close enough with Draisaitl. But like Barkov to me, he's due. He's only got 6 goals in 21 games. Like he's the best player on Florida. He's due.
He's plus 250.
So not really that great.
No, but I mean, all these guys are around 2 to 1, except for Draisaitl and McDavid. So
Barkov.
So what's Sam Bennett?
He's 2 to 1 as well.
Huh. Nuts.
What were you gonna say, Aiden?
Barkov seems like there's something wrong with him. He doesn't look his normal self.
Yeah, he has a tendency to get injured, so he might be playing through something.
Yeah. I'll do this. All right. I'm gonna throw in Sam Bennett, Evan Bouchard, and Jeff Skinner. These are the goal scorers for when is this game? Tomorrow or Sunday?
Saturday.
8
Eastern.
Okay. Perfect. Tomorrow night. Oh well, look at that. We're gonna hit a goal scorer in that, and that's gonna just roll right into the final round of the U.S. Open on Sunday. So you guys give out the winner of in the hockey game, and then I'll get us covered for the golf on Sunday. So it's a good plan.
How is quick U.S. Open talk? How is Oberg looking? I haven't paid attention, but he's my guy.
Yeah, he's 2 over. He hasn't gone off today, but yeah, if he's right in the mix, I mean, if he could get back around even par, anyone that's even or below, obviously, is gonna be in the mix on the weekend. This course is just insane. I'm actually rooting at this point. I'm rooting for Scotty to miss the cut, so we don't even have to deal with him on the weekend because he's right on that cut line right now.
It's very spicy, almost mean.
Yeah.
He wasn't swinging the club very good yesterday. Like if you're not hitting the ball straight, you're in trouble.
Yeah, the cut line right now it's looking like a +7. It could move to +6, but it's probably gonna be +7.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's funny because in one of my drafts, is it called best ball for golf too?
Yeah. They have best ball for golf. I don't know. Is it just where you pick guys for like just this tournament?
Yeah, you just pick. They just have a contest for the tournament.
You can just pick anyone, right?
Yeah. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to pick JJ Spawn. And I still don't know. You play 4 days, tough for the. But it's funny because I didn't pick him. And I can't remember. I think I picked Akshay Bhatia because he's been hotter than a pistol lately. But I was like, ooh, the young guy. I don't know. He's going to get a lot of pressure. I should have picked JJ. That was a mistake.
Yeah, there's no way he putt. I mean, he's not a bad putter, but he's not going to putt like he did yesterday. I think he made like every putt within like 15 feet. Like it's just not. He's going to miss some putts at some point.
Well, especially as the pressure.
Yeah, but he's good. I mean, people like the casual like golf watcher will think JJ Spawn is like a nobody, but I mean, he's inside the top like 25. He's played good this year. It's just I don't really trust him to win a major. I just said before you get on, Steve, this is exactly like Quail Hollow. Everyone was complaining about the leaderboard on Thursday and Friday, and then Sunday came around and it was like all the big guys at the top again. I'm assuming that's probably what's going to happen. Yeah,
it's exactly. Everyone regresses and it ends up being the same, except for Justin Thomas. He might shoot 100 like Riggs from Barstool.
Yeah, he where's he even at right now? Is he 10, 11?
He's +11 now.
trying to
My
find.
favorite part about him is like there's nobody who wears stress worse than him on their face while they're golfing.
Yeah.
Like he just looks stressed out. Like he looks like the IRS is coming after him.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's maybe like waiting for a doctor to call. Like he just looks stressed out.
Yeah. No, he's 10 over. So
Okay.
The
So
most,
he made a birdie somewhere.
yes.
he's just the most relatable player. Just
Yeah.
every time I
That,
golf, I'm just fighting for my life out there.
that putting
I-
earlier was crazy. He had like 20 feet for birdie and doubled.
I loved him. He was like my favorite when he first hit the scene. Um, and then I went and walked with him at Waste Management a few years ago,
Oh,
and
was he
he
like
was
bitching at people?
so whiny
Yeah.
and like he melted one on 15 way left into the desert. And then he was complaining about how the tower was in his way on the like north side of the lake. It was nowhere, and the rules officials like, dude, no, like just hit the ball straight. He's like, oh, I want to bend it way over there and then back into the fairway. And the rules guy's like, well, you can just hit the ball straight. And he just argued for like 5 minutes. And like that's the one thing you just don't catch. They don't catch that stuff on TV. The like
Mhm.
but after that, I was like, yeah, you're not my guy anymore,
he
bud.
like I've gone on rants on this stream before. I just like some of these guys are so whiny, it just rubs me the wrong way. Like Colin Morikawa has been very whiny. Like this is someone I love. He's been super whiny all year. And I don't know, it just annoys me. So I've never I've never seen JT in person do that, but I know like I've seen clips of him just like yelling at like spectators. Like I don't know, it's just weird. So I'm kind of with you. I've never been a massive fan of his.
Yeah, I was a fan. He lost me. He lost me.
Maybe he'll bring you back one day though. Maybe there will be a Justin Thomas redemption arc. You never know.
Well,
You know,
even when he started playing good again, I was like, okay, it's good to see him back. I missed you.
He wasn't that bad on Full Swing. I don't know if you watched that on Netflix, but like I was going into it because of that reputation. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna like him, but he actually was like fine on that show. Like it kind of brought me back a little bit.
He was just overshadowed by Zach Johnson, you mean?
Oh yeah, don't even. God. Now that's about as bad as you could get.
Yeah, his older brother, Zach Johnson,
Mm.
who taught him how to whine.
Yeah, well, this is why I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. This is why the Europeans beat the Americans in the Ryder Cup last time.
Leadership.
It's why they're gonna probably smoke them again.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't have any faith in these guys, man.
I like Keegan Bradley. I think that he.
I do too. I love Keegan.
He's a grounded. He had to grind. Like he connects with people. I think that he's going to be a great captain. Like I think he's perfect choice. He's not going to pick his buddies, and he's going to be.
I agree with that, but I just think the Europeans have a better team though, just like top to bottom. Like there's a lot of golfers on their team I'd rather have. Like especially when you think of the big names on the United States, they haven't really been playing that well this year. Outside of you have like Scotty and Bryson. I don't really trust anyone else. Xander has not played well right now. Colin hasn't played well. I don't know. It's kind of like a weird situation, but I do like Keegan Bradley, so I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right. Like I remember when because Aberg was there last time, and he was that was his coming out party.
Yeah, him and Hovland together, and I don't know. I just trust their team a little bit more.
Ovi, the fast lane on the highway. That's what I like to call him. I picked him in this tournament this week.
He's holding steady right there at 1 under. He's right in the mix.
Picked Bryson and him. They were, I think, my top 2 picks. And Xander, he was my other pick. But yeah, alrighty. Well, I gotta get back to work and
all right.
watch this U.S. Open off the side of my desk.
Yeah, we'll be back streams on Monday. Obviously, we'll recap the weekends. We'll have Stanley Cup game to recap. We'll have NBA to recap and the U.S. Open to recap as well. So tons of recap stuff on Monday. Probably talk a little football as well as we head into that. But thank you guys for tuning in today. Aiden and Steve, thank you guys for hopping on.
The emergency pod.
Yeah.
Emergency pod.
We may need another one. We don't know. We'll have to see what happens on Saturday. What if it's like the
Yeah.
craziest game ever? I don't know. We don't know.
We might have another emergency pod on Monday. Yeah, we might have
Yeah.
to. We might have to. We might have to, have a couple of dailies here until this series is over.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
I might need a heartbeat monitor on me, a
Yeah.
life alert in case something bad happens.
We'll have to do a welfare call. Call the police. Like, can you go and check on him? He's probably lying on his bed, but
yeah, if you don't hear from me in a few days, you know what happened.
Yeah, if you're not logged in on Slack, then might be a little worried.
All right, everybody. On a note, check out SportWise, check out data feeds, Breakaway Accelerator. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Have a good weekend.
Take care.